Hi students, all the best for the day. Today we are going to look at a few exercises from guided English. And the first one starts from indirect speech. We have studied what is indirect speech already, direct and indirect speech. That chapter we studied. Direct speech, we know the exact words of the speaker is quoted, and in indirect speech, instead of the exact words, the meaning is conveyed using other words. Okay, so some changes in the formation of words takes place in the indirect speech, and it is said by a third person. Okay, that is what is indirect speech. Now when we change statement, what happens? Here it is, I know. Somebody said that. Okay, now when it is changed to indirect speech, we give a subject to the person who is introducing. So we say, he said that he knew it. Okay, that because this said is in past tense, you have studied this. This also has changed into past tense. I am singing. He said that he was singing. So this is how the changes takes place. We look at some of the exercises from your guided English textbook. Okay, we have the first set of exercises on page number 3. Okay, they have given it there. We are just going through what is it. In the books 1 and 2 of this course, you have had a good deal of practice in forming indirect statements, commands and questions. Now we are going to revise and practice all we have learned. Remember that in direct speech, we repeat the actual words spoken with the quotation marks. I am happy. Indirect speech tells us that someone said. That is why it is sometimes called reported speech. We are not told the actual words used, only the meaning. He said that he was happy. Verb tense changes as follows. I know. He said that he knew. That's what I have written. I am singing. He said that he was singing. I have finished. He said that he had finished. I will return. He said that he would return. We said it. They said that they did return it or they had returned. Two forms are there. She was waiting. He said that she was waiting or she had been waiting. Two forms are there. He had already left. He said that he had already left. I can help you. He said that he could help me. It may rain. She thought that it might rain. All the different tenses changes are mentioned in that. So when you listen to the video, please pay attention, and I also will be sending the photocopies of these pages. You can go through that. Okay, the next one is how to change questions and commands. Okay, questions and commands. Here it is an example. He said, who are you? It's a question. Who are you? He asked. The word is changed. Asked. Who was she? Okay, or who was he? Whatever you want, you can use that. And this time the exercises are from page number 10. Please pay attention to this. In the last lesson, we revised tense changes in indirect speech and we practiced them in indirect statements. In this lesson, we are going to revise indirect questions and commands. Indirect questions. Verb tense change in indirect questions in the same way as indirect statements, but there are several other points we must remember. First, we must supply a suitable introductory verb such as asked, inquired, wanted to know, tried to find out, etc. Examples, he said, who are you? That's what I have written here. He said who she was. Next, what is your name? He said. He inquired what her name was. Where do you live? He said. He wanted to know where he lived. She said, what is the answer? She tried to find out what the answer was. The next important thing to remember is that in indirect questions, the subject follows the verb, but in indirect questions, the verb follows the subject. Look at the following examples. What is he doing? He asked what he was doing. Are you all right? Are you all right? He inquired whether she was all right. All these things we had studied in detail when we studied the chapter on direct and indirect speech. Next, when we change questions, these last two examples also serve as a reminder of the two ways of forming indirect questions. When the direct question begins with a question word like what, when, why, where, how or who, the question word is kept in the indirect question. Where are you? He asked him where he was. When there is no question word, we use whether or if. Is he clever? She asked whether he was clever. Do you like coffee? He asked whether she liked coffee. Did you see her? He inquired whether he had seen her. That's all from that. Now we'll move on to another page. This time it is on page number 16. Okay, indirect speech, other changes. Okay, I am sitting here reading my book now. He said. Now in these changes that takes place, he said that I is changed into he and he. My book changed into no. He was reading and then now he changed into then. Here is changed into there. So these changes takes place when we change a direct speech sentence into indirect speech. Let's see that. Other changes in forming indirect speech are clear if you remember that you are usually reporting what another person said in a different place at some time in the past. An example will make this clear. That is what I just said now. Here is a reminder of the changes usually made for you to refer to when doing the exercises that follow. From direct speech, I and me changes into he, she, him or her. We and us changes into they and then. You changes into he, she, him, her, they, when, them, and depending upon the meaning or situation. My and mine is changes into his, her and hers. Our and ours changes into their and theirs. Your and yours changes into their and theirs the same. This and that changes into these and those. Here changes to there. Now changes to then. Today changes to that day. Tomorrow changes to the next day or the following day. Yesterday changes to the day before the previous day. Next week changes the following week. Last year, the previous year, ago, before. Now some examples. Okay, the first 5 of these I will do. The remaining you can do and write in your copy. Sorry. Change into indirect speech supplying suitable introductory verbs. First one, I am here, he said. He said that he was there. Give me my book, he said to her. He said to her, or he told her to give him his book. They said, we will return tomorrow. They said that they would return the next day. The men said, she gave us our money yesterday. The men said that she, since it is past, either you can use gave or had given them their money the previous day. And the fifth one, it is our turn to have a holiday, said the girls. The girls said that it was their turn to have a holiday. Next exercise, again on page number 17. Okay, change into direct speech. Hello, John said to Betty, what are you doing? John said Betty what she was doing. Or, hello Betty, what? No, sorry. John asked Betty what she was doing. Next, good afternoon, John, said Betty. How are you? In response, Betty greeted John good afternoon and asked how he was. Have you finished your homework? Said her mother. No, she replied. Her mother asked whether she had finished her homework. In answer, she replied that she did not. Number 4. I am wrong. She asked. Sorry, am I wrong? She asked. Yes, he replied. She asked him whether she was wrong. And he replied that yes, she was wrong. The last one, fifth one. Good gracious, what a huge building, he said. He exclaimed and said that it was a huge building. That's all. Then about punctuation on page number 18. That we'll see in the next video. Thank you.